What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Don, and we are back with another video. Man, thank y'all so much. I know I start every video out with like thanks and support, but you know the channel is really picking up steam these days. It's crazy because I'm getting likes and comments from all types of sources now. And I'm just doing what I do. I'm just trying to get my content out and hopefully people like it. Even if you agree or respectfully disagree. Like we all know that this channel is a channel where we can discuss our differences when it comes to sports topics and different things. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the Donny Talk Show. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and on Twitter at DonLaSoul. What else? Nothing else comes to mind. So let's get into the video for Carmelo. They call him Melo. 3 to the dome. Anthony. Now, it's crazy because I'm a Knicks fan, and I've watched Melo play here for like, the last damn near 8 years, you know? And it's like, Carmelo Anthony, like, he never fully bought in to how he needed to play. If you saw him play in college, it was crazy how much of he was just a better guard coming out of college from Syracuse than he was translating in the NBA. And it's hard to understand because as you get older, there's Carmelo Anthony suffers from this a lot. As he gotten older, his game reached a plateau for Carmelo Anthony, but he never utilized something else that can still make him very good. And I'm talking besides his jump shot. I'm not talking about jump shot shooting because we know he can shoot. Especially these days, it just seems like he's very comfortable. If you look at the year he spent with OKC, he just seemed very comfortable taking bad jumpers. And if you're a Knicks fan, you know what I'm talking about exactly. I've always thought that Carmelo Anthony is big enough and strong enough to really get to the hoop if he wanted to. Maybe if he needed to slim down a little bit, you know. It's weird because for Carmelo Anthony's size, personally, I always thought that Melo had a good chance just to be a strong guy driving to the hoop, but he utilized himself and his tools so much on jump shooting that now by the end of his career it's not possible really for him to be that type of guy. I don't think he has the stamina, to be honest, to even be that guy that can drive and can really, dish and kick, because his body is just too big for Carmelo Anthony. I just don't understand now what Carmelo Anthony is gonna do basketball wise in Houston. I mean, the only thing that boy Melo gonna do now is live his lifelong dream of just being a spot up shooter, and I hope it works, but I just don't think it will. It's so weird. It's so weird. All the years in New York that he was an all-star, the only reason, well, for most seasons at least, the only reason he was really an all-star is because it was the Knicks, and the Knicks had nobody else really till Porzingis came, which was one of the last years, one of the last like three seasons that Melo played in New York. Remember this season? Just a throwback that I'm throwing at y'all. Remember this season? It was Derrick Rose, it was Kristaps, and it was Melo. And this was supposed to be the team. And right off the get, I can give you this scenario, and I'm going to give you another scenario with Jeremy Lin right off the bat. It always seems like if there was another star who could potentially be better than him, it never fit Melo well. It never fit him well. He's always complaining. Never wanted to come off the bench. Never wanted to maybe buy into the team more. Yeah, on occasions he's been willing to take less money, but at the time the Knicks didn't have as much cap, money to go around anyway, and nobody really was interested in New York because they knew the way the ball flowed in New York. It stopped all with Melo. Melo never created something for other people. It's like he has to be the ball and he has to score. In basketball today, it's impossible to win that way, and it's the way. It's funny. A guy of Melo's talent should recognize this in his own game, saying that, you know what, I might not be able to constantly stop the flow of the ball. I might need to kick it out. I might need to dish it, get it back, go to the hoop, create something for the other guys in the team, and then, if need be, get my 15, get my 20 a game in the flow of the offense. But it just seems like Carmelo Anthony can't do that, which would make Houston a worse team, because these guys in Houston, if you have James Harden, you have Chris Paul. First of all, they play fast. James Harden plays very fast. I know he doesn't look it sometimes when he's isolating, which brings me to another point. James Harden is going to have the ball the majority of the time. So the only time Melo will really get the ball is if James Harden goes to the hoop and dishes it out. But Melo doesn't seem to really spot up shoot. He seems to be the one that wants to create the shot. So already I'm seeing problems in Houston where, yeah, they got a couple of good shooters in the team. But with Melo in there, he can't start. I don't see Melo starting. And Melo doesn't want to. If Melo came off the bench, it can be his second unit. If he did that in OKC, they would have been so much better off. But I just don't see what Melo is trying to do in this stage of his career. He's not a go-to guy anymore. If he changed his game slightly, all he had to do was tweak his game. He didn't have to stop shooting. Like, relied on that jump shot so much. And it was never more obvious than, I believe it was the year... It was either 2016 or 2015, and Melo had just made the All-Star game. And it was that year. If you looked at Melo shooting, you said, yeah, you don't got it no more. Because what Melo was compared to all the other stars, it wasn't even close. It wasn't close. It was sad. It was sad at the point that the drop off of talent was that high from where he started to where he's beginning to end now, because I think Houston is his last stop. If he can win a championship with them, great. If he's willing to change his game, and I don't think I think it was selfish. It's a selfish thing, you know. It's too much pride with Melo sometimes. Sometimes he just has to understand that it might not be the best in the flow of the offense for him to take the shot. In New York, nobody else could shoot, so it was different than what you have now in an OKC. You know, in OKC, it's weird because they asked Melo to do exactly what he should be good at, which is shoot when you need him to, and he can't make a basket in the clutch. Why do you think they got rid of him? They didn't want Melo. Melo missed so many open threes in that series against the Jazz. 4 or 5 years ago, you would have bet your whole house on him, and now I'm just looking at Melo. I'm like, I don't know. And I think it comes from, over the years, Melo shot the ball so much that if he just allowed himself to get hot before trying to shoot himself into a hot streak, he would easily get 15, 20 a game. OKC, most of the time they played well is if Russ had 40, Paul George had 20, and then Melo had another 20. But it was such a grind for them to get the points, though. Between Paul George and Russell Westbrook, they have so many different ways to score, and Melo doesn't have that. So if the shot is not falling for Melo, he doesn't really have anything, and that's his biggest problem. He should have worked on this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, because he's like 34 now. You know, I think he scored well over 25,000 points. Where would I rank him all time? I don't know. Because where he started to where he ended, it's hard to say. He's a great isolation scorer, but isolation basketball is not winning basketball. But what do you guys think of Melo, man? You think the Rocket moves is good for him? What else can he do to improve his game? I just don't see him willing to change his game to actually win. If he really wants to win, that's what he needs to do. But let your boy Don know in the comments section, man. Let's go for 10 likes and maybe 100 comments. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at DonTalksShow, and I will see y'all next time, man. Peace, I'm out.